Sure. We lost a lot of starters last year off our team that made it to the second round of the playoffs. So we've got a lot of rebuilding to do. We've got a lot of, obviously, the first-year starters that will be coming to play with us this year. And so you kind of have to learn on the run a little bit. That's kind of the way it is around our place a lot. We like to play seniors. They've been in our program for 4 years. They know what it takes to win. We have a lot of tradition in our place. It was started by Coach Hunter and Coach Cruz and Coach Allen and Coach McLean that have been there since 1987. And so these kids, when they get to be seniors, they understand what it takes to win, and the desire to play as deep as we can into the playoffs and make it to the last game. And so those guys are the guys that we count on. We've been very fortunate this year. We've had some great workouts in the summer. Our kids have been, our seniors have been terrific leaders for our younger players, and hopefully they'll set the tone for the rest of the season. So we're very excited about it. Sure. This is Hobby McCain.
Well, the main thing I see is that our leadership from our seniors, like Coach said, is great. We have all the right pieces I think that we need to be successful, and we're doing a good job of putting them in the right places. We're hard working, everybody's buying in, so I see us doing very well this season. We have great defensive core coming back, I think, in the front seven, and the secondary is looking pretty good. Offensively, we got Josh Brown coming back. He's clearly a horse. He's a great running back. Joey running the offense. So I think we'll be very successful this season, and it's looking really good from my perspective.
This is Joey McLean, our quarterback.
As far as our season is concerned, our team, as we're going, I say with Coach Nelson, he was talking about we lost a lot of guys. I say we don't really worry about it because, like you said, we always play our seniors. We always give our seniors a chance. And usually when you're a senior in Brookwood, you take advantage of it. And pretty much everybody has this deep desire to play. So with that said, we got Hobby coming in this year. He's going to be a big linebacker. Defensive backs, pretty much, are we returning all? We're returning 3, right? We're returning a lot of DBs. That's going to be big. Got Chris, the leading tackler, returning. And offensively, we have Josh Brown. Obviously, he's going to be a big part of our offense. And we got a pretty big line coming up. And if I can just do my part, I think we'll be all right.
I'm Chris Dancy. Like Coach said, we have a lot of rebuilding that we have to do, and I think that we're taking a lot of the proper building blocks that we need to be able to make our team what we want it to be. I've played with the other teams that came through Brookwood for my sophomore and junior year, and honestly, this team is one of the best leadership-wise that I have ever seen. Everyone, not just a couple of people, is not saying, you know, do this, do that, but it's almost everyone, you know. Everyone's saying we need to do this to be better. And if it comes to running or lifting weights, it's always one more. It's always one more after that. It's always one more after that, just to be better than what we want to be, so we can be able to get where we want to be. That's about it. You know, they talked about the players, but honestly, that's not really what's important. It's about what's inside, and I think that's what's really going to get us where we want to go.
Hey guys, I'm Brandon Ribbon with the Gwinnett Daily Post. For the last, I think, 6 or 7 years, it's come down to Brookwood or Grayson for winning that Region 8 championship. Obviously, Grayson won it last year. You guys all talked about rebuilding, but I mean, do you guys feel like you're still, you know, that team up there with Grayson to compete for that region title?
Sure. You know, we play in a fantastic region, one that has been competitive for a long time, 20 or 25 years. back when we used to battle with Parkview and still do. And that still is a huge game on our schedule. As our region has grown, certainly Grayson has definitely become an outstanding team, and there are others as well with Tequila having a lot of success recently. Last year was a tough year for them, but prior to that. And so you've got to be ready to play every week, certainly including the game that we have with Grayson. And the proximity of all of our schools makes some great rivalries. And to be honest, it's really a fun region to coach in because you got to get ready to play every week. And so our goal at the beginning of our season every year is to win the region championship. And so that's what it'll be this year as well. There's certainly a lot of teams in there that will be great competition for us.
What would you say? Excuse me. What would you say is a strength for your team right now and a weakness, whether it's the quarterback position or it's the linebacker or what?
Yeah, I think the boys mentioned it here. Our leadership has been a strength for us, and the dedication to our team, and that's something that our senior class has done a terrific job of providing for not only their peers but the guys that are younger than them. And we'll have some younger guys playing that we're going to need to count on, and so it's their job to kind of mentor them and show them what it takes to be successful in our region. So that's certainly one of our strengths. And for the length of time that I've been at Brookwood, we always tell the kids that we've never had a great team without great leadership. And so I feel like we certainly have that aspect of it. I think to a certain degree our inexperience could be, if you want to call it a weakness at this point. We've got some kids that are going to need to grow up quickly. And in our region, in Gwinnett County, there's awful good high school football. And so you got to grow up quickly. And so, hopefully that'll occur, and that'll be more of a strength than a weakness.
I was wondering for the players, if anyone in particular wanted to answer this, just what y'all's thoughts on 7-on-7, either the Gwinnett Passing League 7-on-7s or even going to the tournaments. At this point in the season, do you guys still enjoy it? Are y'all kind of sick of it? Just kind of, what do you think on the whole 7-on-7 situation?
They definitely help. To be honest, when we got canceled last Tuesday, we were upset because we wanted to get better at passing league, obviously. But as far as Brookwood's concerned, it's fun to go there and get better. But when it comes down to it, at Brookwood, we're going to line up and smash mouth football. We don't really need to do 7-on-7. Of course it helps, but I mean 7-on-7, like, I'm not going to call out any teams, but sometimes you get those teams that are 7-on-7 teams specifically and they're good at that. But when you go play football against them, they can't line up and run the ball at all. But it does help kind of get used to some looks that you might see in a game. Is that good?
This may be a better question also toward Joey, since you're actually working with the offense here. Last year, we had a really good go-to receiver like Kai Priester, and he had such a large percentage of your receptions last year. Where do you feel like you're going to need to look to find another, go-to guy who's kind of stepped up, working on 7-on-7s and whatnot? Who do you feel like is going to be stepping up to kind of work with that in that role?
Well, I mean, we got a lot of guys competing for the position right now. We have Matt Price, Grant Hill, Mike Allen. He came from Central Gwinnett. I don't know. Right now, I mean, I've grown up with Matt Price. I've grown up with Grant Hill. So, I mean, I look for them. They're nice receivers. I like a guy. None of them are really going to break away, and they're not all 6'5", like Kai or whatever. They're not like 4'2", 40. But if you're throwing the ball, they're going to catch the ball. They have good hands. So I'm still interested to see how it develops, and we'll be all right in that position.
David, you mentioned that Brookwood's been good for 20 or 25 years since since you were senior, when Coach Hunter came. What, if you were to describe or attribute one thing to that success over that period of time, what would it be?
Really what I was talking about before with our senior class, they're great leaders, and we've had some great leaders as coaches at Brookwood, starting with Coach Hunter, who got to Brookwood in 1987 and brought Coach Cruz and Coach Allen and Coach McLean, Coach Jones a year later in '88, that are still involved in our program, and their leadership has been what has sustained us for the last 25 years. Coach Hunter turned the reins over to Coach Cruz in 2002, and Coach Cruz has done a fantastic job. He's a tremendous head coach. This will be our 12th year, and so in his 11 years, he's taken us to the state championship 3 times. And I believe we've made the playoffs every year. And so he's just done a terrific job of leading our program. And so I think when you look to our success, we've certainly had a lot of great players come through. But our leadership from Coach Hunter and Coach Cruz has been what has sustained us for 25 years.
From a statistic standpoint, the defense tended to struggle, giving up 400 yards offense a game. I think about 28, 30 points a game. I'm assuming we can hope the defense can be better this year, but I mean, have you seen anything that makes you really feel like the defense could be better?
Yeah, I hope so. We really struggled last year on defense to find consistency, and hopefully we'll find that this year. I think some of the guys that we'll have coming back will have some experience. They were a little inexperienced last year, and that hurt us a little bit. But from what I've seen from this group coming up, they really have paid a lot of attention to detail and try to do the things that we ask them to do. And Coach Cruz knows the formula for success to win in the playoffs and to get that far, to get to that point. So we hope that this year will be much more consistent. We're looking for that and expecting that.
And this is for either Chris or is it Javi? Either one or both y'all want to answer. What's your favorite tradition that you have at Brookwood? I know you guys touch the golden horseshoe as you come out. I like how y'all always wear the blazers at the banquets and things like that. Do you guys have a favorite tradition that kind of you take pride in as far as being part of the Brookwood program?
That's a hard question because we have a lot of great traditions that I really enjoy. But my favorite one is probably the lake outing. We go to a lake every summer and we spend a day there, and it really just brings us closer together as a team. It really solidifies the leaders and just makes everybody come together and just start pushing in the right direction, because we just figure out what we want, and I think at the lake outing it solidifies everybody wants the same thing. Let's all push together in the same direction for it, and I think that's the most important thing from my perspective at least.
I'm gonna go with the team meals that we always go with on Wednesday and Thursday right before our games, because we actually get to talk before, with the whole team there, and we just get to be brothers for a little bit, and right before we go out into battle. I just love being able to, have our talks and be able to just know what we're doing, and being able to share a meal with each other, and that's my favorite traditions.
And this is for McLean. Obviously, 2 days practice, leading up to school and to the season's pretty grueling. Is there any fun part of 2 days, or any particular part that you like?
Well, before even practice starts, we have the Iron Bronco. That's a fun thing. It's like we divide up into teams, and we have a little competition, and we have how many times can you lift 185? That's fun. And as far as 2 days go, I know we have the first practice was his defense, right? And then so I just kind of sit around for that, really. And so we had the first practice was his defense. Then we have our little break, and during that break, we do anything from go to a pool and just lay there, or we go to somebody's house, or I know we all go out to eat. So pretty much during 2 days, there's not like a little break in between because we're always hanging out with each other. So I kind of like the camaraderie, and it's always fun just hang out with your brothers during 2 days. So yeah.
And then last question, just who would y'all say is y'all's best player on the team? You seem like you guys have mentioned Josh Brown a couple times. I don't know, would he be the best player on y'all's team, or do you feel like you got several guys, or what?
I mean, I guess if you had to pick one guy, I mean, I don't really want to because we have a lot of great guys. But I guess you could say as far as I mean, I don't really want to do this, but as far as like college's points, because I mean, I care about what we're doing this season. But as far as like college is concerned, he has a lot of offers and a lot of guys are looking at him. So I guess from a recruiting standpoint, I guess it's Josh.